Hey viewers! Welcome to Tara Talks, where every diagnosis tells a patient's story and every moment reflects a journey. Walking may seem simple, but behind every step is a complex system of blood flow and circulation. And when that flow is reduced, even small steps can become painful and exhausting.
And with that, we'll be discussing peripheral arterial disease, or commonly known as PAD. So, it is a progressive disease that can cause ischemic ulcers on the leg and feet due to plaque buildup in the arterial wall. It is not only a circulatory condition but also a challenge that can greatly affect a person's mobility, independence, and quality of life.
Once again, good afternoon, Doc. We would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Matthew Farol.
My name is Aditi.
So today, Doc, we'll be asking some few things about peripheral arterial disease or PAD, Doc. So for my first question, what is peripheral arterial disease and how does it affect the body?
So, yung peripheral arterial occlusive disease actually is a vascular problem. So, blood flow in the lower extremities or in the peripheral circulation becomes impaired because of several factors. So, one of the most common risk factor for patients with low PAO is actually diabetes, and then also smoking. The patients with strong smoking history. So what happens in peripheral arterial occlusive disease is that, for example, this is the movement of the vessel. So, for example, if there are no occlusions, so this is 100% flow. But for example, there are plaques or there are stimulus areas or clots, so the blood flow becomes lesser than 100%. So sometimes it's being reported in local ultrasound studies as sluggish flow, and then they actually report it as percentages. Usually request for a local ultrasound to lower extremities, arterial and venous style because they measure the blood flow in both the arteries and the veins, and they report it as percentages. Like, for example, how many percent blood flow? Let's say 40%, 30%, so or total evolution. So they report it like that.
Oh, so having said all that, Doc, how does PAD affect the person's quality of life?
It affects the patient's quality of life because it causes very significant symptoms. So one of the prominent symptoms actually of PAO is discoloration in the lower extremity. Number 2, claudication. So the patient usually complains of pain on certain distances, if walk on certain distances. So the reason for that is because there is decreased blood flow in the lower extremities because of that occlusion. So it causes ischemia in the muscles in which the vessels supply. So that is what causing the pain or what we actually complain is claudication. And then if it's an arterial occlusion, you would see that the lower extremity becomes blue. So there is a change in the color of the blood flow in the lower extremity. So you can actually check it by checking the pulse with letter size.
Okay, so for the next question, so this will be more on the lifestyle changes and intervention. And what and how can we improve from this? So can you share something of your experience with this talk? So the first question is that can exercise and physical therapy really help improve circulation in PAD patients?
Physical therapy can improve circulation, but when there is already occlusion of a significant amount, of course, no amount of physical therapy can improve the circulation. So what you can actually do about that is you can give medications to prevent plaque formation or plaque development. And then number 2, if there is significant occlusion, we usually refer these patients to vascular na mga cardio that does peripheral angioplasty, or if angioplasty cannot be done, we usually refer them to vascular surgeons to bypass the occlusion because it's an anatomic problem. So if there is a significant occlusion by a certain percentage, the blood flow is really impaired. So you can see that the extremity usually ang color nyo, nag-i-ipon na siya ba? So if that's the case, very, very poor na yun siya ang perfusion. So you have no choice but to refer them for peripheral angioplasty or an open surgery to bypass the perfusion with the lower extremity. And then another one, but you can actually do physical therapy if hindi pa siya that occluded. So you actually can help naman sa circulation. But if the patient, for example, is diabetic and went into bowel, so you can advocate for strict glycemic control. And then, if the patient is smoking, because it's one of the risk factors to develop peripheral arterial disease, you can advise the patient to stop smoking. Because smoking would change the smoothness of the endothelium of the blood cells. That's actually what's causing the occlusion. Hindi na siya smooth eh. So there are already bumps, there are already plaque formation, and plaque formation is quite 100% low. It comes in cases, let's say 20, or in some cases, focal occlusion.
So at what point does SPAD require surgical or medical interventions?
So actually, if surgical, if there is already focal occlusion, parang significant occlusion, let's say mga 60 to 70%, nag-reach siya kaya. So because as I've said, no amount of, you can give medications to prevent the clot to grow bigger or further clot formation, but the existing plaques or the existing occlusion, andyan na sila. So hindi na siya malayas, no? But you can give medications to prevent. Like if there's already significant occlusion that's causing, that's compromising the blood flow, then that's the time when you have to refer to the surgeons to do an angioplasty or to do an open surgery to bypass the occluded vessel. Because otherwise, the patient will definitely complain of claudication, and then sometimes, because of the decrease in perfusion, the lower extremity, prone na sila to develop cellulitis, develop na sila ulcer formation because of ischemia. So, nagkapulpul siya. And then, infection sets in, and then maseptic na sila. So, that's one of the usual causes why diabetic patients get amputated. It's either the lining or the knees, because very poor na blood flow, septic na siya, so you cannot save it. So, as much as possible, na-save man na siya ang blood flow. But kung very septic na din siya, pinakat naman siya to wound source of wound. And when the patient develops peripheral arterial occlusive disease on one limb, there is a higher percentage that the other limb will develop the same condition as in your study, especially with others.
So thank you for joining us today, and thank you as well to Dr. Josie May Aranilla for sharing her knowledge and insights throughout this discussion.